to the Form Thread Podcast number 68. I am Mr. Fusion. I'm not necessarily your host, because that's just rude. I'm just one of the podcast.
We're going to let Wub do the hosting.
He can do them next week. And the cast tonight is myself. Lo Zelda's joining us, of course.
Hi, everybody.
Nobod.
Hey.
Zap45.
Howdy, y'all.
Everyone's favorite Thread Father, Webwave.
Hey. I was a delay on those. Sorry for anyone who was editing. I was doing something else. Hey.
Quit playing with your dinghy. Chaos Mana.
Hellos.
So, there's this movie coming out tomorrow that...
You skipped me.
What did I skip?
Tejan.
Oh,
no
sorry.
here.
You know why?
There is no
I
Tejan
didn't
here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Tejan Lee.
You're not welcome here.
Tejan Lee.
The Tejan is real.
Say hello, Tejan Lee.
Hi.
What's up,
She
everybody?
just stutters saying hi.
Hello.
Terrible case.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty freaking good.
God.
I mean,
Yeah?
other than some bow mistakes.
We're not gonna. That's not gonna be on the recording. So we're just gonna move on from that. There's this movie coming out tomorrow that I've been waiting for like 2 years now, and I know like the Rooster Teeth guys really think this is a stupid movie, but for me, it's
Jack
a dream.
doesn't.
They are wrong.
Jack Patillo is the only person probably in that office that's as excited as me for this movie, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy, by the way. Who else is going to watch it this weekend?
I will most certainly try.
Interesting.
This weekend, no, because I'm poor. Next weekend, probably.
Well, you just got your home internet, right?
Yeah.
How's that working out for you?
Baby steps.
I'm connected, so pretty good.
Does it feel good not having to download porn from like the Starbucks or McDonald's Wi-Fi?
It actually really does feel pretty good to not have to do that.
I bet.
It's good for my self-respect.
I mean, it feels great, but I bet it feels less awkward
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy.
Bad joke number
This
one.
is- just
Nailed it.
briefly, because I know Tejan is also a big comic nut. I don't think he... Did you ever read the comics? The Guardian comics?
No, these are of the Marvel movies, these are like literally guys I know absolutely nothing
Okay.
about, so I'm actually really excited
It's
about
actually...
You're excited because
I think it looks
about it?
awesome.
This is actually a series that's been around since the 60s. The characters are very different. This is like the second volume of characters. The first volume of characters, there was more way in the future, and then they kind of retconned it into the current continuity in Marvel's mainstream line. And, of course, you have a talking raccoon that's Rocket Raccoon. You have
That sold it for me. A talking tree
Well,
and
you
a
know what's
raccoon.
funny about
I mean,
that is that
I love
the
it.
jokes that people were making with the DC and Marvel in their movie competition is that, you know, DC and Warner Brothers said they couldn't do a Wonder Woman movie because they couldn't envision a woman, and Lozado will love this, a woman being the lead of a comic book hero movie.
I thought what they said was that her
Yeah, there
backstory
is.
was too confusing.
Well, but no, their statement was that they didn't feel a woman superhero was a strong enough lead for a movie to carry a movie.
And that guy got fired and went to go work for Ubisoft.
And so basically DC said, yeah, about that, fucking talking raccoon, bitches. That's it. $100 million first weekend. Deal with it. Yeah.
Damn.
So,
But it's not
Rocket
female,
Raccoon.
though.
What's that?
But it's not female, though.
That's
That's
good.
true.
Well, it's Bradley
That's
Cooper,
very-
so
that's
you're
a
kind of
great
towing
point.
that line, you know?
And let's just saying, like, women on the same level as animals. Is that what you're saying, Fusion?
I did not say that, and don't even try to put those words in my mouth. I'm talking
I already
about
have
Warner
the T-shirt designed.
It's just Fusion with a thought bubble.
And truth be told, I've thought that Wonder Woman should have had a movie years ago, especially during like maybe around 2005. There were so many younger actresses that are now getting a little older, and it's going to be hard to see them in the leading role. Kind of like I think it was what's her name, the MMA fighter, Gina Serrano, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the new Wonder Woman for Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, they're
'cause I've seen some stuff on Facebook.
basically they're shoehorning everything they can because in Marvel you have your Avengers, that's your big team line, and that's, of course, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. Those are your big three in Marvel for the Avengers. In DC, the big three is Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman.
And Superman,
And
Is Batman in the new movie? Is he supposed to be like the Dark Knight Returns old age Batman? Like Ben Affleck's gonna play like grumpy old Bruce
that's
Wayne?
where, and we
I
were
love
able to
it.
touch upon some stuff about Comic-Con too, because of course that was this week, and they showed some footage from the movie, and I don't know if anybody's read The Dark Knight Returns, but it's kind of a dystopian story by Frank Miller about Superman and Batman's basically old and retired, and he comes out of retirement to just kick the shit out of Superman, and
Frank Miller sucks Batman's cock throughout it, just through a comic book, pretty much.
So, but that's actually the style they're going for, because apparently in some of the footage they showed at Comic-Con, he is wearing the armor, the Dark Knight armor. So, the Dark Knight Returns armor. So, it'll be interesting to see how they handle it, because they're going to shoehorn all three in. Wonder Woman's supposed to be in this movie, and then this is their way of getting into the Justice League. But, Marvel did it much better with the origin stories for all their characters, so you didn't have to jump in saying, who's that? And there were rumors that they're going to put in even more superheroes in the Batman-Superman movie, like Cyborg's supposed to be in it.
Nice.
Aquaman.
I like Cyborg.
Aquaman, that's
Fish guy.
Yeah.
How about we just get a Teen Titans movie? That sounds better.
Yeah.
And not the new
It's still DC kind of,
strange
though.
children's cartoon that they did now.
Not kinda, it is.
Teen Titans Go can suck a knob.
I don't
really hard.
understand what happened and why they felt the need to change from what I actually thought was a really nice story, even though it was a kids show type thing. It was still a nice cartoon altogether, and then they just kind of threw it apart and ruined the entire thing. Now it's
to appeal to a younger audience. That's what
Deathstroke
basically
was the villain. How could you not?
exactly. I thought he was probably one of the coolest characters in any of the shows I was watching at the time.
Yo, I just want more TMNT. Just give me my turtles.
Stop calling it TMNT. They're the Ninja Turtles. And when did that start? When did the acronym start?
TMNT. It's always
they
been.
released-
It's
Everyone's always
No, they were
looking
always just
for
the Ninja
a
Turtles.
way to shorten whatever they can.
2003.
So that's as short as they can make that long title.
Yeah, there was a what the animated movie, was it 06? Okay,
07.
and that was TMNT, and since then that's what they've been referring to them as, TMNT.
Are you sure? I thought the rebooted 2D styled cartoon.
Oh no,
on Cartoon
you're
I'm not sure
right,
if that
because there was
Cartoon
also
Network.
before that a GameCube game that was TMNT too. So
Okay, to be fair, so it's
GameCube,
probably around that
oh gosh.
era.
I
yeah.
wonder what that
Oh,
looks
man.
like.
So and I think
Crap.
Dark, who's not with us tonight, he has a more important thing to do called the job. He was taken to task on Facebook about that. He talked about it being a Michael Bay directed film, and I guess a loyal listener decided to put him in check and say no, that he's not the director. That someone's. And the truth is, it's Michael Bay may not be directing, but it is a Michael Bay production from start to finish. It's. I mean, when you heard about a new TMNT movie, the first thing you heard of was Michael Bay is at the helm. So, and Megan Fox was cast. So you're like, okay, what next? Shia LaBeouf is going to be Casey Jones. How is this shit going to get any worse?
I don't know. That was it an 80s or 90s movie for the first
late 80s.
Okay, yeah, that movie was pretty fucking bad. To be fair, it was the 80s, so you can forgive it for the time.
Yeah.
Wait. I blanked out. Did you just call the 80s Turtles movies bad?
It's okay. Try to rewatch it and tell me it's a good movie.
I watch it probably every 3 months.
yeah,
Really?
same.
And they're both amazing.
I like.
I mean, you know what? It's nostalgia goggles, of course, but those movies are so funny.
Okay.
They're clever. I think they're goofy and just it's one of the most successful independent movies actually of all time.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Didn't it gross like $200 million?
Yeah, and it was an independent movie.
It was an
yeah.
independent movie. Yes.
Which is about to be beaten by Laser Team.
Oh, snap.
I really
Dude,
hope
I'm looking
that turns
forward to
out.
I mean,
to
no,
be-
that was a
I really
record
hope
in
that turns out to be,
1990.
for
It's not a
all the
record
money that
anymore.
was poured into it after that long project. I hope that actually is a movie that I'm like, yeah, that was amazing and awesome, and not just kind of awkward. We're trying out a movie.
Well, what it boils down
I
to is
actually
if they
didn't contribute.
they're the main cast are going to be professional actors. They have to cast the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You don't want to
and
go.
that's what they're
You don't want to
doing.
go overboard with someone big name necessarily, but you want to have someone with good acting chops.
It'd be
because
funny if they had everyone just disguised, like all the actors made to look like the real Rooster Teeth people.
Like get a fake Gavin. Like who's
Yeah,
the guy
exactly. It was a professional It was the professional actor that looked most like each of the.
Who's the guy that
members.
plays Loki in Avengers and Thor? The British
Tom
actor.
Hiddleston.
Yeah, put him. Make him like Gavin.
With a prosthetic nose.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
That'd be
really want to
hilarious.
see that, especially since he'd have to like have a short hair and do all these other things to look like him.
So, Strangerhood. Should I go watch that?
I've never
yes.
seen it, and it's kind of funny that
So
they're
good.
gonna do season 2. I wonder if it's good enough to where you like.
What is
season
Strangerhood?
2.
It
It was just a live. It was
It's
a
a
live
game made out
action.
of Sims 2. It's a machinima.
Yeah.
No, it
It's
was
It's
hilarious.
machinima made it through Sims 2,
yeah,
I think.
Sims 2
Oh,
Machinima.
it wasn't live action. I thought it
No,
Oh, it's a
it
Rooster
was
Teeth
Sims 2
production.
It's a good
Machinima.
bad.
That's so
They
good.
did
I love
one
that.
season and it ended abruptly, and people have been bugging them about it nonstop.
Is that a
It's like
is that a
Rooster
Rooster
Teeth's
Teeth?
Firefly.
Okay, it's Rooster Teeth.
Exactly.
Is
I
it
love
second
Firefly,
only
but
to
we need to let
bringing
it
Jeff
go.
back on the podcast?
Yes, that's the other thing.
I'm still waiting for Supreme Surrender season 2.
Supreme Surrender.
Anyone remember Supreme? It's a Rooster Teeth machinima. Go look it up.
God damn. Apparently
Is that the
I don't know
Shadowrun
anything.
series?
No, that's the Supreme Commander series. It had like 3 episodes.
Okay.
That's funny too. It's funny in a bad funny, like I don't know, like Strangerhood. That is, I feel like it's not funny because it's actually funny. It's funny because it's really really bad.
It's kind of like The Last Dragon that Hades.
It's kind of like the
loved so
first
much.
season of Red vs. Blue.
Wait, is that the Sean Connery movie?
No, this is the,
No, that's
the
Dragonheart.
very gaudy Motown Chinese Connection movie. The
Before
one
we,
with
Chinese
The Last
Connection?
Dragon, Bruce Leroy,
Sorry.
Oh God.
Shona,
Leroy.
Shona, the Shogun of Harlan.
Tejan, no.
Hello?
Tejan, no. Bad Tejan.
before we get too far away from Rooster Teeth, did anyone else watch the opening of the second part of Ruby season 1?
You know, I was about to do that before my internet just wouldn't let me on.
I haven't, but that's only
Cool
because
story,
I
bro.
was waiting for more of the. I wanted to get a little bit more of the cash in the episodes, like have at least 3 or 4 to watch because of how short they tend to be.
Oh, you're one of those
I
people.
have, it's 14 minutes, and it really, really, I want to see more, and I can't wait for the next episode.
Well, I mean, at the same time, the thing is, there's so many different shows and things that I'm watching that I just can't keep up with them all because everyone releases like hours of content nearly each day, so I have to choose which ones I want to actually watch in a row.
Just have no social life, don't have any, like work life, and devote your time to the internet.
That's what I do.
Simple as that. Yeah, you'll be
You too could be
enlightened.
like Webway if you just follow this philosophy.
Cry yourself to sleep at night. Watch only 3 hours of anime a day. Play video games nonstop. And then you'll be just like me.
What? Only 3 hours, man? Well, to be fair, there's sometimes where I'll crank in a whole series a day.
Let's see. Yeah.
Depends.
Oh.
And then I eat a bowl
Oh
of
my
ice cream
gosh.
and cry. Yes, hi.
What happened to this diet you were talking about?
Well,
That
You
dropped
managed to tell me
quickly.
you eat a bowl of ice cream every day,
It's-
and you had Carl's Jr.
okay, I had one fucking famous star with cheese and some crisp cut fries and a Powerade. Okay.
Whoa.
If you want to cry into a bowl of ice cream, that's your prerogative. Nobody here
You
should
just
judge
don't
you
You're
for
an
this.
adult. You can do what you want.
Are you eating your own tears?
Exactly. Yeah, actually, that's how I stay alive.
Oh, geez.
What?
Drink.
Now I'm having
I only
flashbacks
drink
from
my
Deep
Cards
fries
Against
them in
Humanity.
batter first.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Cards Against Humanity, I was just about to upload that, and I completely got sidetracked. So thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
Did my audio
you
even
should
upload
probably
properly?
upload that after the podcast.
Yeah, yours is fine. Actually, the way it was is unfortunately. Did you even send me the audio track?
I tried to
Robot?
put it up on MediaFire and it just wouldn't go.
Well, the camera did decent enough to record it all.
Okay,
So
I'll just delete the 2 gigabytes of that 45 minutes. I had it in super high audio.
We
Definition.
that might be why it took a while, and
No, it
you
just-
only have like,
It wouldn't start. It wouldn't even start. I was having the
Media
same problem
file-
with my podcast
Speaking of
audio.
large audio files, I went through the site where we store our data, and I'm not going to discuss the site on the air, but I am going to describe how we're suddenly hitting our cap already, and I couldn't wonder why, because I know there's 60 podcasts in there, almost 70 podcasts, but I was wondering, how that's because somebody, I'm not going to name names, but somebody decides to upload an uncompressed audio file onto that website every week. And those files are nearly a gigabyte, so, you know.
Okay, well,
No,
this somebody
call
has
that
fixed
person out, because I
problem.
hope it's not me.
This
'Cause
somebody's
I'm pretty
already
sure
fixed
mine are
this.
like 60 megs.
This somebody's already fixed that problem in the last 3 or 4 podcasts.
Oh shit,
It's
it's
been
you.
an MP3,
So I
so
appreciate that.
Well, aren't we putting up movie files now too?
what are you
We're
talking
doing all
about?
kinds of stuff.
are you talking about .mov?
No,
or
it was
.mp?
just that he kept
Video
on
files.
doing the
Oh,
WAV
okay.
file, which was just
He was doing a
media
WAV
data.
file, which is like 800, almost 900 megabytes, a whole gig.
Jesus.
Well,
on, rookie mistake.
Waves sound better, right? That's how it works.
Most people can't tell the difference if you're using a frequent sample rate of like 192 and up. So
Yeah, true.
you have to have really good
Or
headphones.
if you're
and
using-
most people are going deaf at that point. Speaking of video content, I want to bring this up on the podcast because as people go to our YouTube page and they go to our Facebook, and we're actually doing something a little different that's going to start taking effect with the new Let's Plays. I know Webwave, Teach and Lee, Zach, and you guys turn out a lot of, and Chaos turn out a lot of Let's Plays, which is great. It's great content for people to to watch and listen to. We're actually, I guess, what do you want to call it, a merger per se?
A
I don't know.
merger and kind of making a sub, like a sub part of our.
No,
our
sub just sounds like you're talking down to it, but we're
that's
not gonna be-
okay. Well, annexing
No,
it.
we
Well,
definitely should
conquering
be talking
it.
down to
Okay.
them.
Planet Unplugged.
Subjugating it.
Planet Unplugged.
No, it's most certainly it's a merger / combination
Yes.
Mhm.
of 2
Subjugate.
channels.
I think for Rooster Teeth people, the best comparison is Achievement Hunter and RVB, Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter. Basically, it's our equivalent of that, where Planet Unplugged has already had a presence online and videos have been released.
And we're just eating
But
them.
Yes, basically we're going to eat them and poop them out in video form. Everything going forward in terms of Let's Plays will be on
Trying to
Planet
look like
Unplugged.
eating a
so
planet and plugging it in.
if
pooping it out
you
for
haven't,
or
if you're
something.
listening and you haven't yet,
Teaching stuff.
Facebook.com/the forum thread is our normal Facebook page. /Planet Unplugged is going to be where a lot of our Let's Plays and contributions in terms of content besides podcast will be going forward. So on YouTube, Planet Unplugged, Facebook, Planet Unplugged, Twitter, Planet Unplugged. Going forward, if you want to watch lots of Let's Plays, I think Webwave
So
turns
if you
out
didn't know, we made Let's
I think
Plays.
Webwave turns out with how many, like 17 every 3 minutes? Is that-
I think that
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and then of
We're
course,
about to wrap
the
up
Mad
his,
Queen has
Metal
her
Gear
own channel
Solid.
because she's so much cooler than us, and she's not talking.
Yeah.
Webwave, are you gonna play Metal Gear Rising just in honor of our other guest, of Tony Gonzo, who was on?
I already played Metal Gear Rising.
Did you do it on Let's
Yeah,
Play?
no,
Are you gonna play
Racing.
Metal Gear Rise?
I did almost 50 episodes of Metal Gear Rising.
Huh.
But are you
I
gonna
must
play
have
it?
What do you
missed
do?
it.
No, I'll just watch all the cutscenes.
I was amazed how much you squeezed out of that turnip, man.
Why'd you do
It was like
50 episodes?
every day I would go to work and I'd look and boom, here's a new email. It's like our YouTube channel. Here's another Metal Gear Rising. I was like, really?
I watched
I
a good
haven't-
number of
Man.
those.
Uh-huh.
I actually haven't recorded that
say.
in like 6 months.
Damn.
I just got it all, like, knocked it all out in like 2 weeks.
You
And
don't tell them that stuff.
I mean,
Don't
no,
tell
it's
You're
them.
ruining the timeline.
Yes, because if they knew how little effort goes into these things, they wouldn't be wowed by us.
I put a lot of effort into it.
Don't give
Thank
away
you.
how Achievement Hunter does it.
I know, exactly.
Joe, what a joke.
Hello, Zelda, do you have anything to add to this conversation?
Nope.
Don't force it, man.
I'm just, I mean,
That's perfect.
No.
we needed some estrogen in the house. I mean, it was starting to smell like dude in here, so...
Just
Ew.
who had Mexican? No, I'm sitting over here in the corner biding my time. You know, you guys are having a conversation and it's going
So-
well.
It's kind of what King
So
Arthur was
Rayman.
doing, too.
He's down. He's working.
What?
on
No,
something.
Tejan, say that again.
He's fiddling with something. What's up, Tejan?
Low Zelda is currently making a Rayman series.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Netflix,
Yes,
I've watched
so
both
attempting
go watch
to.
that.
I made the mistake of doing the first two sober, and that was a bad plan. So tomorrow night,
I think you learned that from Fez,
yeah,
right?
I thought maybe this would, since it was a different game, it'd be okay. And so I was like, I've got some free time. I'll record 2 parts. And as I was editing
Wait.
them, I'm like, yeah, that's not really doing it for me. So part 3 is getting recorded tomorrow night while my husband's out of town. So I'm going to come home and get hammered, and then I'll record some more, and I'm sure it'll be a lot better.
So what you're
Well, you're
saying?
making the game look
Oh,
fun.
yay!
So what you're saying is,
Oh.
yeah, it's
Hey,
loads
speaking
of fun.
about Let's Plays,
I'm watching.
me and Dark are starting to put together a Minecraft Let's Play for our own TFT world, kind of like how Achievement Hunter has downtown Achievement City and whatever and everything like
Oh,
that.
that's awesome.
You mean Planet Unplugged?
No, we're doing.
No.
We are doing
It's the
it
official
TFT.
state of TFT.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. It's those kinds of series are going to be different or a challenge to title because it'll have both TFT and Planet Unplugged members in it.
TFT features.
So it could just be
Planet
yeah,
Unplugged.
TFT features.
Well, Planet Unplugged features TFT.
Nope, we're featured.
Well,
Yeah.
it can still have the same
be-
titling that we're just using it under a different name.
Yes, folks, we're
I
having a
generally- I
production
generally
meeting
thought-
right on the podcast. Enjoy.
I generally thought that the collaborative videos that we were going to make, like the big series and stuff like that, that was going to be like our Planet Unplugged stuff. And then because I do like mini videos with just my girlfriend, but I put them on the TFT channel. And like I already have just the branding to that done. So I'm I just did a 3rd video. And I'm just like, that's pretty good. That makes like a nice playlist. And from there, I'm probably thinking about just doing everything for Planet Unplugged.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to finish my
yeah.
Bioshock one on the forum thread channel, just to keep it all titled the same and everything like that.
If there's a series going on in one channel that hasn't been finished yet, then I feel like to get a consistent image, you're gonna have to finish it and then move. But like Fusion was saying, I think we're discussing a lot of our business on the pod.
Which is fine.
Businesses make money.
Also, T-Jan, we
We're
need to
just
play
a company.
Borderlands this weekend.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
this is my last week of classes until the next week of classes. So,
Wait, Borderlands.
Wow, that's usually how
Why am I
that
not
goes.
in on this? I can now help.
do you
with
have it
that.
for PC?
Oh, PC. Never mind.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, so anybody play Destiny Beta?
Oh, I have. It's
I
awesome.
played it a
Love
little bit as well. It
360 or
wasn't
Xbox One?
360.
Xbox One.
Fuck you again.
Let's see. Let me start with the 360 version. What did you think of it, Chaos?
People said it was it was definitely obvious that they made Halo, and it was very, very odd because if I hadn't been playing those type of games as my main type of games that I play, then I wouldn't have had any idea how to or what's going on, how the story is going. It didn't feel like a good beginning. Because it's throwing you into this giant world of an MMO especially if you're at least when I was coming at the game, I wasn't expecting this type of thing to happen. Of course,
Well, it was a beta
They
for
can
any actual people that play games. That's probably what they intended. Was for the people who are used to playing those types of games
that's
to
what
play
I
it.
mean. It's still a beta, so I can't really throw out any judgments. I still had a lot of fun though. It's really well made and looks really nice, and I do like seeing everyone else there and the ability to join the other players and
To interact
make
with them.
crews
It's awesome.
on the spot and do all these things. I think it has the potential to be a really awesome game in the full version.
Someone
Like,
just told a
Keith is-
really funny joke. The
Good
vent
one.
shot in the background.
Okay, no. Zach, no, I don't know. I'm starting to get loopy right now. Who else played the Destiny beta?
I did. And
Okay, you did on Xbox One. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I wasn't on the one.
It was fantastic. I don't know. It's my first time. Well, not my first time. It's like the only MMO that I played was RuneScape on the PC, and then the other MMO that I played was
RuneScape
what
Life
was
OG.
It was right here. No, it was
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy?
Star Online.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Toothless Gaming made a comment on the chat and was saying it's Fantasy Star Online but with Halo, and that's how it sort of feels because it's a beta and you don't really know the story too well.
Yeah.
But overall, the gaming mechanics are solid as fuck, and I love the fact that I can just sit down and view the pretty like graphics in the world, or start a random dance party at the plaza. But the few things I had troubles with were, one, I didn't understand the subclasses too much. Like there's different degrees of subclasses and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And two, a lot of the weapons had symbols next to them, and they didn't go into explain like if you moved your cursor over them, what those specific symbols did. Like there was a fire symbol, there was a purple, and then there was like blue.
Yeah.
And that's what I called
Fire
them.
I would
and blue.
hope they were going to add more
Exactly.
tutorial-esque things in the final version.
Is that like
I-
elemental damage?
It's basically, that's what I surmised, is that the fire was like explosive damage, blue was like a laser thing, purple was, I have no idea. Maybe someone in the chat might know, but it was awesome nonetheless. And I don't know. I feel like I'm okay with not having a tutorial. Like I'm okay with not having a tutorial. Just give me a description when I curse over it with my analog stick or something.
And Toothless Gaming has the news that you can't do raids in a full game without friends. There's no random matchmaking.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. But I mean, that's still. I mean, that just encourages us to make friends, and there's nothing wrong with that, right?
You're just shouting in the plaza, "People, be my friend. I want to do
Okay.
this."
Purple was fusion damage. Thank you for that, Toothless Gaming. But at the same time, they didn't show me, like, if I cursed over it, it didn't say fusion damage, and this is what fusion damage is. It just had the purple indicator. But maybe I should have gone to the Bungie.net site and done all the other stuff. It was a fun game. It seems like there's a lot of potential for it getting way bigger than it already is, but because it was a beta, it was kind of small. I did have one issue with a loot crate that I recorded, and it pissed me off because I couldn't get to it. Spoilers. But, yeah, overall, great game.
What about you, Mr. Fusion? What was your experience with it?
I didn't play it. That's why I was asking.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I haven't had a chance to. But
I would
I'm
have
waiting.
played it on the PC if there was a release for the PC.
I think that's what they're trying to push for. Bungie and a few other companies are pioneering a MMO-style console-based game. And I like that because I already pay for gold on Xbox One, or for my Xbox, just Microsoft in general. I already pay for gold. I don't want to pay for another subscription.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that it takes money to run those mega servers and everything, but at the same time, isn't there some way you can work it out to have it run on the network that already exists for Microsoft?
I would assume so. I mean, if they've run like multiplayer servers through like Halo, I assume
Yeah,
it'd be relatively the same thing.
It's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, how can it not be the same? But maybe it's because they want more monies. I mean, as a company, that's what your main
A lot
objective
of times
is.
it could just be more money, and other times it might be harder to run computers because a lot more people. I would think a lot more people have a computer than have an Xbox, and at the same time, a lot more people have very different specs on their computers, while Xboxes are usually the same.
Yeah, it's all standard.
Is Destiny a persistent world?
How so?
Like World of Warcraft, but where it's like persistent, you can log on at any time. You know what I mean? Does that make sense at all?
I think I know what you're trying to get at, but overall, like when it comes to mobs, they respawn like all MMOs. I mean, when it comes to things you've done, like how you the player affects the world persistent, or
Well, like from a like MMO standpoint versus say a multiplayer standpoint, the matches end and then they can just migrate over to another server, but they can't really do that with a persistent world. So I'm wondering if that's why it would have a higher overhead. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
No, yeah, I feel you. Like, do you, I don't. My question is I didn't have a choice of server when I got logged on to Destiny. So, are you talking about like, is it all one world and every player logs onto that world, or is it
That is,
multiple
yes,
servers?
that's what I'm saying.
I honestly have no idea.
I
It
don't know
could
how-
be
yeah, I don't know
one
how
world.
Toothless Gaming says Destiny is not full MMO and it's not a persistent world.
Okay.
So what is it? Is it a lobby?
What-
Is that basically what it is?
What does that mean?
Yeah,
I
maybe
guess
different,
so.
Maybe different kind of lobbies, because I definitely saw at least like 15 or 20 people when I was walking around the main world, and they were actually different gamer tags that I'd never seen before, not in my friends list or anything.
I think maybe that's how it works. It's just different lobbies. It's not like WoW, where you might have 100 people on a server at one time.
Yeah, that could definitely be the case.
I can imagine they'd have to either make a really big world or do a lot of other things if they tried to make a mega server, kind of like what ESO's doing.
Yeah.
They probably have multiple lobbies, tons of them, and then you just happen to match up with your friends
So,
every now and then.
Toothless says
Well-
it's a random lobby that will rotate people around you constantly. So is
If
this
you
kind of
invite
like
your friend-
GTA?
Well, yeah, it's basically like GTA. You can invite your friends, up to 3 or 4 people, as a fire team, and then you can go and do quests or whatever. That was the experience for the beta that they were offering. When it comes to the raid, it'll be 5 other people plus you, so a total of 6 people in your raiding party.
Oh,
And then
shit,
there's also a
awesome.
competitive version just for like traditional matchmaking and deathmatch and stuff like that. And I've always wondered when a game like this will come out, because I've always pondered an idea about a zombie survival game with all of sort of like 7 Days to Die, but spread with a little what's that game that everyone plays? Or Daisy, yeah, Daisy.
State of
Like
Decay.
I was well, no.
But that
I was
game's
expecting a
awesome.
world like it is pretty
War
cool. But
Z?
I was- yeah, Daisy would be like a huge environment like that with all the access to whatever weapons and armor and everything, except for you can use those weapons and armor in traditional deathmatch and stuff like that. So it's cool to see a game implement these kinds of mechanics.
Well, one thing I loved about DayZ is the ginormous map. The map on DayZ is ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's-
even the map on this little Minecraft mod that I'm playing, Mindsy, is massive, and it's like styled after Daisy's world.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And that's the main thing. Like 7 Days to Die, the map is tiny. I played it. I played it for a couple months, and I think I brought it up. I played it pretty much every day, and it's Minecraft, but in a zombie world. It's a great concept with such a small map. You get very frustrated because if you set your day and night real time, and the whole point of it is 7 Days to Die, is you basically build up survival to get through every night, because when dusk hits, these zombies turn into 28 days later infected. They're like badasses that they tear through walls to get to you. So you have to fortify your.
They'll dig underground and shit.
They'll dig underground.
Yeah,
and-
in the Rooster Teeth Let's Play, they were constantly. They had an entire fortification and a trench, and they were just digging under their walls, bashing through them.
yeah, I mean,
The
it's
newest
ridiculous.
episode of that was hilarious, by the way.
I think I had like a 16-foot thick concrete house built on the lake, and they still were tearing through the concrete. So basically, you have to fortify things. But the problem is that if it's real time, pretty close to real time, it's you have longer days and faster nights. The problem is that during the day you run out of supplies, because you can walk the entire map and get everything you can, and then you have to wait for the day to reset, and it's not fast enough. So you're kind of just sitting around for a few hours waiting for the time to roll through the night. So until you get to the night where you can just guard, defend your house, and it could have been a better map. That's the main thing. So I would like a game
Is
like
that
that.
game a full version? Because there's been a lot of
No, it's
different
still alpha.
Okay.
Still like early alpha too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still pretty cool looking, like graphically. Like I've seen
It's better than
a lot of
Rust.
Great, yeah,
It's better than Rust.
I've seen a lot of great alphas, and I've seen some really shitty ones.
I guess that's
never
why
in
they call it
between.
alpha.
Yeah,
Different from
Well,
even beta. They haven't
And
even going to
Bernie's
call it
talked
beta
about
yet.
this whole idea, and I agree. I'm guilty of paying for alphas. I've purchased DayZ and I purchased 7 Days to Die, but we're giving these guys too much leeway to just cut bait on a game because they've already cashed in on the popularity of their alphas, and they're not following through. Because DayZ, when they decided to go and create a standalone version of the game, the idea was to build off of the model but make the graphics and the actions, the fighting sequences, the inventory much better. And it's better, but it's not much better than what it was in the Arma mod. So I know a lot of people are pretty
since
pissed
it's
about
its
that.
own game, it should be an actual, like, all these things that are broken, because it's expected for things that are modded to have many glitches to be completely broken sometimes. But if you're making it a game, that should have been the thing that
where
try
you're
to fix.
paying real money for.
Yeah.
There was an early
How you
access
doing?
game that I. How you doing, though, Zelda?
Yeah, hi, Zelda.
I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
Still
We're
doing your
just
thing.
making sure the lady's still here because we don't want to
I'm
eat
still
her
here.
to death.
I know better than to leave you guys alone.
You're
so
50% of our views.
I'm watching from afar. I'll bust out the cattle prod if I have to.
I'm
It's all
sorry,
good.
you're 75% of our views. You're female, and you're also a guardian, so.
Speaking of cattle prods,
Cattle prod thing was my idea.
Sharknado
It's
2.
showing right now. Yes.
What?
What's
While
Sharknado?
we're recording this podcast, Sharknado 2 is airing for the first time. So
Jared from
Oh,
Subway.
damn,
Like,
we're sorry,
was
people.
Was there? Did
What the
anyone-
honest to God fuck?
Is it airing? What channel?
Sci-fi.
No, don't leave the podcast.
Sci-fi, I
dude.
think.
I have a question.
Okay.
How the fuck
Go
did we
on.
just segue from cattle prods to Sharknado? I totally.
Because I'm really, really
Video
good.
game culture is engrossed in what ADD.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
And
we
violence.
I mean, if that's literally our only explanation for how that segue happened, I was just like, I just like speaking
No,
of cattle
all-
prods,
I
fucking
want-
Sharknado, and I'm like, wait, like,
Wait, hold on.
I didn't really want to actually I didn't want to just come up with a way to actually segue, so I said, let's stop talking about this and let's talk about this
Okay,
thing
I just
instead.
thought I missed something. I blinked, and that shouldn't affect my hearing, but I think it did.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay,
That's
I'm
what I
better.
love
You missed
about
it.
I
Fusion
believe
sometimes.
Death.
Continue.
Sharknado 2.
That'd be quite the house case,
So
actually.
what is the concept there? So it's
It's
a tornado
Shark-
That sucks up
that
sharks
picked
from
up.
the water.
Okay, what, only
And
sharks?
launches them.
Are they smart
No.
sharks?
It's
No,
not
it's
called
not Deep
Smart
Slew.
Sharknado, dude. It's just Sharknado.
Smart
It's not special
Sharknado.
Sharknado. It's not
Yeah.
superpowered
so
Sharknado.
there's not. Is there magic involved?
Academically gifted.
Did some guy create like?
I
a-
don't,
Global-
I,
I
from
think it's
what I've
global
heard of
warming.
it doesn't seem like it has any like thing to it, like any background or explanation. It's just a tornado throwing around sharks.
No, no.
It's a disaster.
Are they running away from? Are they fighting the tornado? Or are they trying to stop
No,
the
no, no.
tornado?
I saw the Nostalgia Critic review. It's basically global warming caused like a super hurricane that sucked up a bunch of sharks because
And then
So
started
it's the
launching
day after
them.
tomorrow meets Jaws.
yeah,
So why isn't it called like Fishnado?
Yeah.
because that's not
because
as,
because
as-
the
or shark
chemicals,
Because
Because
we're
we're not afraid of
goldfish
rainbow
eggs.
trout. What-
the chemicals that are in sharks make them susceptible to getting picked up by a tornado.
Okay, so I know this isn't supposed
What?
to exactly be a scientifically accurate movie, but if you say something that dumb again, I will come through the microphone and strangle you just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I
it's
want
because
that
the
to be
skeletons are made of
established.
cartilage.
You've been warned. You've been
It's
warned.
because the skeletons are
She
made
will
of
find
cartilage,
you.
right? That's why the lighter is sucked up. by
Yeah,
tornadoes.
exactly.
No, let's like seriously break this down. Why does this tornado pick up?
And
these
my
sharks?
question
I
What
is,
does it
haven't seen the
actually
movie,
do?
so I
My-
can't
why-
even give them an
Well, I
Why doesn't
don't
it
think
pick
any
up
of
the
us have
water?
seen the movie.
Does it pick up
I-
the
It
water?
does.
Yeah, if it's a tornado,
Called
why does
rain.
it pick up water?
It's
Is it something else?
a cyclone,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
If it's over the ocean or water,
It
it's
does
a
pick
cyclone.
up water.
So
It's
why
called-
is
it's
it
not a
called
tornado,
shark
it's
cyclone?
a shark cyclone. Which
Yeah, but
sounds
that's
a little
not nearly-
cooler, actually.
So
Well,
it's
it's
just
not-
picking up sharks and then throwing them all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's raining sharks in the cities.
And it's
And the only problem is that there's no dead fish lying everywhere, not that they're being attacked by sharks.
Well, I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds dumb.
I would see that being another sort of problem, but
This is a movie.
A shark is falling down at us. Let's
This
go
is
over
a movie
here.
you would buy in the discount
Let's go
DVD
inside.
bin and watch with a couple of buddies while having a beer.
This
is not a movie
Aaron's
you buy.
right. What's the tornado's motivation here?
Yeah. That's what I just saw. What's the tornado's motivation?
Something's just not driving this plot home. What really gives the tornado a tornado feel?
Maybe
Let's have a tornado movie. Oh, we got to make it more interesting. They already
Is
have
this
tornado
how a
Maybe it's
tornado
like-
would act?
sharks.
maybe it's like symbolic of like the biblical plague.
It's
Like,
a
you know, like a
cheaply
full
made
guys
movie.
know what this stems from, right?
It's gonna
the
cash
troll
in.
culture.
Rainy sharks, biblical peg. Yeah, I get it.
No one
That was-
really gave a shit until when they aired it for the first time on. Everyone on Twitter was making a big stink about it, but they were being ironic. But because so many people watched it in a troll manner, it actually gave them an excuse to create a second movie.
So it was written.
Should have seen
It was written by the same person who wrote
It's
the
someone
original
who's-
Adventure Time, right?
that. Possibly.
Pendleton
A
Ward?
heroin addict,
No.
a guy that was
whoa.
literally on everything he could find.
Adventure Time's amazing. Okay. But
But that's how it was written.
more importantly,
Like true story.
Well, we're not talking about AT. We're talking about Shark
Yeah.
2.
Shark.
Let's keep
It's
focused
Shark
here, guys.
T2.
Come on.
Okay, Tejan, let's get this right.
There's definitely
Really?
more
Because I
to
thought we were
discuss
just
here.
talking about DayZ 5 seconds ago.
I'm not forcing the
Oh
issue.
no, I
Tejan
agree.
is really is going to go into science about tornadoes now.
Well,
I'm gonna learn everything I know I can about tornadoes and sharks, and I'm gonna like prove that this is a thing that's gonna happen to
Going
us.
to
Like
public,
Shark 3,
going to
like
public speeches
Sharknado
against
3,
this
it's like
movie.
Sharknado 3 should be like a legit science movie. Like they just everything. Like it's just like wow, this could actually make
So,
sense. Like a super
Tejan's
volcano is
recording
very
from the
deadly,
loony
and then
bin.
there's
It's
Sharknadoes.
narrated
Like, it's
by
a real
Neil-
catastrophe.
It's going to be narrated by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Give it a little
This
legitimacy.
really is jumping the shark. Really.
oh,
God damn it!
Oh,
Really?
God.
Like,
It came to me and I felt
Really? You couldn't even just like work a tornado
No,
or
like I
wind
felt
or something
really dirty
into this?
when that popped up in my head, and I didn't know if I had to fart or if I just felt guilty about this
take
pun.
a shower, goddammit.
Fart.
Should've-
You
it
mean
would've been better to
pass
just
wind.
No,
fart
it
into
was
the
the
mic.
pun, guys. It really was the pun. I think.
Now, okay, jumping the shark. That's the Fonz jumping over a shark with like water skis, right?
Hey.
Has anyone actually seen this?
Yes.
like in real
Okay.
life or seen that episode? Because those
that
are two
episode.
different
Was this-
questions.
Both.
Have I seen it
I
in
would
real
like to know
life?
both.
But there is
That would be an amazing experience. Like, you should be recording that if you were seeing that in real life.
If somebody
did
came
record
up to you
that,
and
that's the
offered you
point,
this-
it was on TV.
Well, I'm saying, like, IRL and TV are completely different, okay, Zelda?
What does IRL mean? I'm just gonna ask every time someone says that.
Don't ask.
Earl.
Earl.
It means that you're an idiot and need to go back to school.
I don't,
To learn
I don't
about
think you know how to
No.
spell.
They
The
taught us
acronym
that.
for that would be a lot different.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of silent letters in that acronym, actually, so...
What are some
It's just letters
what are
that-
some
There's
other
no L in
natural
you're stupid. You need to go back to school.
natural disasters and animal combinations that can make for good movies?
Snakes
Birdemic.
on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Birdemic.
on a
Is that is Birdemic the one that JonTron?
JonTron.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no,
Hmm.
that's terrible.
Hmm.
Don't even touch that one.
All right, lion tsunami.
Lions.
Mm.
No, you can't.
If
you
it's
have
like
to,
grizzly
you have to combine
tsunami.
the titles.
No.
Kodiak tsunami.
Tarantula tidal wave.
Whirlpool Piranha Whirlpool.
Tarantula tidal wave.
Piranha Pool.
Piranha.
Tarantula typhoon.
No, Wub just nailed it.
I said tarantula tidal
Tarantula
wave.
tidal wave.
Tarantula typhoon.
That'd be scary.
Now I'm just
I love
thinking of
it.
a tidal wave made up entirely of tarantulas.
Ugh,
And
No,
that
that would be
is
scary.
exciting.
nightmare fuel.
It'd be like snakes on a plane. Like it could be this whole thing. Like it's tarantulas on a plane or a train or something, and it could just
Plane
be
or
like
train.
the tarantulas are manipulated by pheromones, and it's just tidal waves of tarantulas
What are they,
swarming
ants
over
now?
people.
Do they have colonies?
Yeah.
And a queen spider?
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna completely destroy science with this conversation. It's fine because we have an official scientist on our podcast at all times, so we're allowed to say things.
She's here to legitimize.
Yeah,
us.
Exactly.
Mad
Everything
Queen,
we
help
say
us
is
out
Happened
here.
legitimate.
to Donkey Kano and Bear Foon.
That's okay. Donkey Kano, pretty good.
Like
Everyone,
ass cannon.
everyone, let's have a moment of silence to commemorate all the people who died from the Bearfoon.
Memory.
Commemorate?
Memory?
Shut up! I can't
What
words.
was that?
You would have a memory of silence.
Hey, don't worry,
I
I
get
said
I get if you mess
I
up the
said
word
offended.
commemorate.
instead of offend,
Which
last
is also a
podcast,
different word.
I'm so proud of this tangent.
I love it.
This is like my
Donkey
baby.
Kano.
Donkey Kano.
Donkey
Bear Foon is pretty good. I like
like
the sound of
Bear
that. Bear Foon's
Dude, I want to make all these movies, or at least make them T-shirts.
Let's see.
Is
Uh,
Bear-
From the
Beware
makers
the
of
Bear
Sharknado. Bear Food.
does
No.
it? I like
Bear
Bear
Kano?
Food sounds funnier.
How about a collection of them? Tsunami.
Yeah,
What if it was a
scientifically
volcano
accurate.
that shot out velociraptors? Velocicano or something?
Snakes in a volcano. That'd be a lot. It's like
Snakes on a
Silly
train.
Streamers where like you pop the snakes in a jar and it pops and all the snakes come out.
Awesome. That'd be. I'd love to see that. Someone draw that. Tejan, get on that. Thank you.
TJ, that should be the shirt. Snakes
I don't
the volcano.
draw like a monkey. Come on.
Do as we command.
Make the shirts and then start
Do
selling
it.
them.
Well, maybe like fire
your
ant
own
volcano
profits.
because it looks like a giant ant hill. Maybe like giant fire ants. come
Dude,
out.
that would be fucked up.
Oh man.
I love how
I'm, like, legit
serious you
scared of that.
sounded. That would be fucked
It's
up.
like, dude,
you
that'd be
were
too far.
concerned.
Man,
Just think about this, Tejan.
a lot of
If
people
we
would
get
die.
17 more % oxygen, and we can get giant bugs again. Right? Well, it's probably like 27%.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
But, you know.
Or instead of lava,
Great.
it's just like rivers of fire ants.
So
I got one
don't
like
plant more
hailstorm,
trees.
snailstorm,
Snowstorm.
snailstorm.
Snail storm.
Storm.
Yes.
It's like so obvious. I can't believe it took us that long to
Oh,
get to
my
it.
Snail
goodness.
it never fails.
Bear quake. That's pretty good, John. I could do that. Bears
Start climbing out of the ground in the middle of an earthquake. Yeah,
and they're
fuck
just
that.
and they're just going around eating all our poop.
And that's
No,
why
thank
I'm
you.
totally
They're
cool
lava
about being in
bears.
Arizona.
Did you say Arizona?
Arizona.
Bearizona, bear down.
That was unbearable.
Okay, come on. Let's see, there's got to be other.
Ah,
Just let's start simple. Let's start with natural disasters.
okay.
Okay.
Democratic
blizzards.
presidents.
Bat blizzard.
Blizzards.
Blizzards. Blizzard?
Llama
Blizzard.
lava. Llama lava.
I did it, guys.
Allowing Russia to be a country.
That's not a natural
It
disaster.
turned out to be.
Why is no one on the plane or train that is Blizzard, guys? Everyone hop aboard.
It just sounds like
Blizzard,
something that's
blizzard.
going to come out at EQ.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
like-
have a tagline that says "super cold-blooded" or something like that.
Yeah. Extra cold-blooded.
Guys.
Yeah.
This is like I think we're giving away all our really
Oh,
good
shit.
ideas
They're not
to
good
everybody,
ideas.
to the
They're
public.
just so bad.
No,
they're
these are
good.
dude. If Sharknado 2 can make all this money, come on.
We're the
There's a market.
TST, the
Let's
first
be
honest.
TST
Market.
The
live
director
action
of
movie.
Live
Sharknado
action.
is never going to have another job besides directing a movie about Sharknado.
Sharknado
Well, no,
3.
see, we can get the director of Sharknado to direct our Bear Food movie.
And we could kickstart it so it can all be free.
Let's see. Who's the director of Sharknado?
All I know about
Peter
Sharknado
Kane.
2 is that Jared from Subway is in it because I see it all over the fucking Subway. I
Jared
go
from
through it
Subway's at Sharknado 2, the sequel.
Oh, yo,
Yeah.
I'm watching that. I'm all over
Dude,
that.
every- where I go for lunch is I go to lunch at Subway, and on every fucking table is like a little thing that says, "Taking a big bite out of something." Jared in Sharknado 2. I'm like, for fuck's sake, I just want to throw up.
The best thing is they just called it the second one. That's just so awesome. How lazy! What's his name? Steve Sanders is in the sequel.
Who?
Whoa!
Who's
The
that?
guy from 90210, Ian Ziering.
What am I, 50 years
I don't
old?
think anyone understands that
I know.
reference.
It's like 30 years ago. Vivica. Mark McGrath is in this movie. Really? Why?
I haven't heard that name in forever.
Judah
Why does it
Freelander's
sound
in it.
familiar?
Judah Freelander does sound familiar.
No, Mark
Kurt
McGrath.
Olympic gold medalist and professional wrestler Kurt Angle is in Sharknado 2.
Well, now you have to watch it, right?
Tara
Judah
Reid.
Freelander. No, he's the guy from 30 Rock.
Yeah,
Judah Freelander.
of
yeah,
course
with hats.
Tara Reid is
Yeah.
in that movie.
Tara Reid is
What
in
el-
Sharknado 2.
What else is she gonna do?
Now all we need
Cthulhu
is
King.
Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage. Oh, shots
Vivica A.
fired.
Fox is in Sharknado 2.
Oh, I thought she was supposed to be like kind of legit. Not
No,
even-
I think she
what
went
if they're
cuckoo for
what if
Cocoa
they're
Puffs.
doing they're doing these movies just as a just because they're doing all these serious movies in a row, and then they're like, let's just do a random one, just to see what happens, just because.
Yeah, if I was an actor and someone was like, "You want to be on Sharknado 2?" I'm like, "I'm not doing anything."
Fuck yeah, I do.
Hey guys,
I'm not doing anything this weekend. Go ahead.
Can I be a
I'm
shark?
having problems with the Skype chat and I can't get into it, so I gotta duck out right now and head out.
Stop
Okay,
your
bye.
recording.
Yeah. See you, everyone.
Laters, we miss you.
So the scientist in the group, what do you think about all of this? Like, are
Logical?
No,
Logical?
logically
Put your vote
What
towards
do I think
Lizard
about
Blizzard.
What? Other than
snail storm?
snails.
Lizard,
I
Tiger
think of
Kano.
all
Blizzard
the
is
ones
real.
that have
Tsunami.
been brought up, that's probably the most plausible. I think
Snailstorm?
Snailstorm is the most realistic as far as realistic
now-
animal natural disasters go.
But how dangerous is it? Like, you have to think about the danger level.
You have to
How
warn us
how
about all
large
What are the
snails
repercussions of a
Of a
snail
snail
storm?
storm.
You'll get really
Like Category
like a
3,
hailstorm.
snail
You'll
storm.
get really slimy.
It's gotta be like a normal
How
disaster.
much
There's gotta be
salt
like categories
will
of
we
snail
need
storms.
to survive the apocalypse? That's the question.
Quick! Everybody go to the desert!
So
Yeah,
that's
I
the
got
question.
nothing. I got nothing. you guys have officially stumped me. Congratulations.
We win
Yep,
science!
guys,
Log on.
we win science for the podcast.
July 30th, 2014. We have stumped the mad.
We don't win science, we beat science.
Yeah.
We made
But let's
science.
be frank, folks.
We made
There-
life. We
there
played
are really
gods.
no winners in this defeat.
Amen to that.
A lot of losers.
The audience
Snail,
are the winners.
Snailstorm and Lizard Blizzard are my OTP or whatever. One true couple. Is that how it goes? One you know.
One true pairing.
OTP?
One true pairing.
Oh, maybe there's like a crossover movie where like the
I ship
snail, what was it? The snail storm and the lizard blizzard like collide, and then it creates like
Ooh.
I don't know what.
What about like, okay, so we have the Sharknado. Now, what is the natural enemy to the Sharknado? What is the natural predator of Sharknado?
But I mean,
just
No, clearly the humans are losing. Humans are losing.
Humans the movie.
Okay, I want to touch on this because I brought
That's
I
every
brought up
movie.
the amount of work you can get after directing a movie like Sharknado. Just so you know, the director is Anthony Ferrante. He did direct the first
Oh, that guy.
Sharknado, and then Sharknado 2. Luckily for him, his career is blossoming because Sharknado 3 has been announced for next year.
Oh my god.
So this is a
wait.
trilogy.
Why
by
are
the
they
way.
doing this? I guess it's because people are watching it because it's so bad. So
You
they're
have-
like, why not?
Everyone on my
It's bad.
Facebook is
in the
watching it
vein
right
of
now.
some of the greatest movie trilogies like Back to the Future, The Godfather.
Leprechaun.
Ninja
I wonder
Turtles.
how much work they're actually
Gremlins.
putting into. Like, if you could rate them, is the second one going to be better, quote unquote, than the first?
I don't know, but this guy has a history. One of his movies is called Para-Homeless Activity.
oh
What?
Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Para-homeless?
Para-Homeless Activity.
Is that the
Homeless
documentary about
Hobo
me?
with a shotgun was pretty
Shit
good.
writes itself, dude.
I mean, this guy is just he's a fountain of just pure talent.
You know, when we were talking about Sharknado and Lizard Blizzard, that reminded me of something. It's a slight tangent, but did you hear that the next Godzilla movie is being announced? And do you know who's going to be in it? Like monster-wise, not like actor-wise, because who cares
Mothra.
about Mothra, King Ghidorah,
Metal.
and Rodan.
Donkey Kong.
Oh fuck yes! Those are like the top three, right? Those are
Yeah, those are
everybody's
like-
favorites. Let's be real.
King Ghidorah.
Tsunami.
What did he say?
Aaron in the chat, Tunanami.
Tuna.
Like tsunami and
That's
tuna.
just delicious. We're moving
Yeah,
on now.
It reminds me
Is
of
it, no, wait,
Chicken
that's the
Ramen.
tagline. That's the tagline. It's like the quote on the back of the DVD. That's just delicious.
I think someone in the chat also pointed out the fact that in the Godzilla movie, Godzilla did like I think and it's been proven 1/4 of the damage that Superman did in the Man of Steel. That just goes to show you how destructive Superman, a Kryptonian alien on our planet, is compared to what a 2,000 story tall giant green lizard.
It's like 200 meters, I think.
I don't know. I don't fucking care. It's
Oh,
Godzilla.
Fusion. Why don't you care about this? This should be your passion.
maybe you should
This is
maybe you
important.
should pour that salt on the snail storm. Jeez.
Well, at least I know I'll be protected on the snail storm.
And that snail burn.
I'll
He's
be
been
just
preparing
fine.
for the snail storm all his life because of how salty he can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring in the salt.
But yeah,
Um,
I don't know if that was announced before, what's it called, Comic-Con? Or was it announced during,
I think it was announced during Comic-Con.
Okay. Also announced during Comic-Con is, speaking of Metal Gear Rising, which I should totally play, the developers are making a Legend of Korra game, the Platinum game.
Huh.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that. The Legend
Dude.
of Korra. I love that series. It's really awesome.
The game looks awesome. It looks like Metal Gear Rising style combat with Legend of Korra.
That's sweet.
And PC platform support. So it'll be on PC.
What if it didn't have PC platform support? Would you be like, this is stupid? Why are they even trying to make it? They should keep it a show.
They should keep it a show, but it's going online. So you don't hear about that? The show's coming off Nickelodeon and being just online only.
Wait, why?
Because of low views, I think. At least from the target demographic.
Really? I thought it was very popular.
It's popular among adults, and so that's why they're moving it to online instead of keeping on Nickelodeon. Because I like the show, but I have never watched Nickelodeon in my entire life. Well, I have obviously as a kid.
Well, and for the many people that don't have cable to watch Nickelodeon on, because they have internet and other things, it's like, why not?
Yeah. I'm guessing it's probably, though, just marketing it more towards the older audience that watches stuff online rather than the kid audience that would watch stuff on Nickelodeon.
It's funny that these random shows that are intended for kid audiences and are put it on the thing end up going way past what the original intent was.
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. I mean, because I'm well immersed in that universe.
I've never watched Avatar.
It's good. It's got Steve Blum in the first season. When someone mentioned Tuna Nami, it reminded me of Toonami, and I went to see Tuna Nami narrated by Steve Blum.
There's talk in the chat about everybody misses it. I think there's a website out there that actually literally streams Toonami shows for 24 hours a day.
Wait,
I
really?
forget what it's called,
Jan, I
but I
think
know
I
it
love
exists. It exists. I'll
Is it
go look
illegal
for
or
it.
legal?
Look for it, and if you find it, give me a link for the link down.
It's just gonna be
link.
it's just
Everyone.
gonna be like reruns of Mobile Suit Gundam Wing.
No. I didn't like Mobile Suit. I liked regular Gundam Wing. Just straight up,
Gundam.
Wing was good.
Damn,
Mobile Suit, not a big
fuck
fan.
yes.
Yeah, I heard Mobile
yes.
Suit was a series I really liked as a kid because I was a kid, and I was like, giant robots fighting? Fuck yeah. But I recently watched it a year ago, and I'm like, this is really slow.
Yeah.
Gundam Seed
Gundam Seed, I heard is really good.
and G Gundam.
I never tried Seed. I never did.
It's enjoyable. It really is. It's anime, but I liked it a lot. Pretty brutal too,
Oh, now I really want to
as
watch
some Gundams.
I've never tried.
And G
I've
Gundam.
never tried Seed. Low Zelda.
it. Yeah, that actually sounds really bad when you repeat it. Thanks.
So I found the site. It's called ToonamiAftermath.com. I put a link in the stream, but yeah, it's 24-hour streaming of.
What's it streaming right
Toonami.
now?
Fuck, no, I totally
I think it's Dragon Ball Z.
got it backwards. Mobile Suit was the one I liked. Just kidding. I totally
What?
switched it. I always switch it.
Oh,
Wait,
sad face.
the original?
Mobile Suit got it with Duo and Hero and all of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
okay, maybe, yeah.
Gundam
yeah.
Wing.
Yeah,
'cause
isn't that
there's
Gundam
Mobile-
Wing?
Yeah, there's all the different. Yeah, there was anyways.
Was it Heavy Arms and Sandrock? And I don't even remember the names of the robots. I couldn't give a shit about the meat bags that pilot them.
Death Scythe and
I don't give a
Shit.
fuck. I love
I actually used, fuck, it's been too long. My sister and I, we used to, our thing is we watched Endless Waltz all the time, so, when we were kids and our parents were, gonna be gone or whatever, and we were responsible for our own food, we would make a can of SpaghettiOs and some chocolate milk and sit down and watch Endless Waltz. That was,
Fucking-
our thing, our bonding thing.
Fucking metal.
It was fucking
SpaghettiO-
awesome.
SpaghettiOs, chocolate
that's pretty
milk,
cool.
and Mobile Suit.
Yeah, that's pretty
Right now, my belly couldn't handle
Yeah,
it,
oh yeah,
guys-
not
which
right
is
now.
unfortunate.
Oh,
think-
chocolate milk sounds fantastic right now,
I think it was 3 years ago or so. I found Endless Waltz on DVD and gave it to her for Christmas, and I was as excited for her to open it as she was to open it. I was like, "Good, you opened it. We have to watch it right now."
Let's go right now. Ditch these other losers. Let's go watch it right now. Nobody else is invited. Get the spaghetti.
There's actually a pretty cool nerdcore rapper who does raps about like Gundam and Cowboy Bebop, and his newer stuff is like Attack on Titan and Death Note and shit. It's awesome.
I still gotta finish that.
Death
show,
Note?
too.
Death Note, yeah.
Attack on
Attack
Titan.
I
Titan's
loved
pretty good, too.
Death Note early on, and it just became too convoluted.
I don't-
Comic book was more convoluted, but they did it in a better way. The anime was so rushed. That's why it felt like
the later
poorly
episodes. So you
convoluted.
mean to tell me if I write a page about someone in a page that's partially a page, then that person could essentially write something in the Death Note that would kill Steve? And the Shin Megami's like,
love
I guess.
Steve was
I
my
don't know,
favorite
fuck,
character.
I don't know.
I hate it when they killed him.
Guys, yeah, one of my favorite animes was Neon Genesis, so I can't talk shit about crazy convoluted plot lines. Because that...
It's just because they just like gave up. Like, there was like 2 episodes left, and like let's just like have it not make sense anymore, and let's just make us end the series. That really is
And
just,
then they made...
like slaps every fan in the face. Then they made
And
a
then
movie,
they-
which was still
Yeah,
weirder.
they made the movie that
But
like,
at least
and
that-
I was like, oh, they made a movie. Everything will be answered. All my questions, the ending will make sense. And then they just rank the crazy up
Nope.
even more. Neon Genesis was weird. I've been on a major anime kick recently. So
Oh, dude, anime's the bet. Like, honestly, like, if I could rate the nerdiest things that I consider the best, it'd go anime, video games, and then everything else. I love anime so much.
dude, let's just have like a
After
weeaboo podcast.
Nerd.
For real, though. I'm all there. No, but seriously, I mean, now we're talking about like anime series and stuff like that, but have you guys, I'm sure some of you have at least watched like Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. You
I'm
know, like,
just
Not
getting
at
into it. I've never seen that.
The
I've watched...
Only thing I've watched anywhere close, and it's not even one, is Dragon Ball.
okay,
So
well,
that's the extent. It's not that I don't want to. Is like I'm really interested in the series. I just haven't had one and enough time to actually be like, I'm gonna watch this one now.
I started a group a few weeks ago with some other people I've met online. It's like a anime book club where each week we watch something different. Feel free to join. Because I've been finding a lot of cool series that I've never seen that are awesome, like Fate Zero I've been watching. It's like League of Legends, the anime.
yeah, okay. I'll give it. I saw some of that actually. But yeah, well, wait, we should do something like that.
We have something like that. Join the group.
Wait, we want to do an anime cast?
I mean, we could.
Like a special once only? That
Oh
might be
yeah,
fun.
that'd be cool.
You know, we might be able to, like, you know, like how RT does the spoiler cast. We might be able to do,
Yeah.
you know, let's expand our brand.
Exactly. We can do like themed podcasts. Like on an anniversary
Oh
for
my
Halo, we
God.
can do a Halo one, and an anniversary for Zelda, we can do a Zelda one. But there's all kinds of possibilities, guys.
Just a podcast about Low Zelda? That sounds kind of boring.
Yeah, like this.
On our anniversary.
I mean, we could do that. She's a pretty cool chick. She's rad,
Damn
as
straight.
someone from the 80s would say. Or 90s, I should say. Jesus. Getting my shit wrong.
It's all the
But-
same.
Could you?
I'll take 3 Hail Marys and confess next Sunday. But, yeah. No, not fucking... Well, my mom's Catholic, my dad's atheist, so that's always... Well, she used to be Catholic, I should say. Now she's agnostic.
So wait, I just had to jump off for a sec. What's this about giving Zelda her own show?
I mean, we should, right?
No, we were talking about themed podcasts, and they're like, oh, on the Halo anniversary, we do a Halo one, and on the Zelda anniversary, we do a Zelda one. And so someone had to make the joke that I would be the subject, that Low Zelda would be the subject of the podcast.
Oh.
That's the joke.
Well,
Yeah. But
It's not funny if you have to explain it.
I know.
well,
I know
see,
that-
Fusion
listen.
ruined the entire joke by having to drop out for a second.
Yeah, right when the joke started is when I had a phone call that I had to take, unfortunately.
that's, that's life though, right?
Okay, so this Toonami Aftermath, I'm gonna watch this. This is awesome.
Is it legal though? Like, I don't want to support
Probably
something
not.
that isn't...
Well, it's
Not
ToonamiAftermath.com, and there doesn't seem to be tons of pop-ups all over the site.
Does it say, like, Adult Swim anywhere? Because that's where Toonami's life lives now. So that 5
No,
times fast.
see, you know what? Copyright 2009 Toonami Aftermath, all rights reserved. So he's copyrighted Toonami Aftermath, the domain. So maybe he's paying based off of clicks.
Well, I mean, I know that sometimes they give you things like that are very old, and,
Like
you know,
some type
not
of licensing deal.
Yeah, like
yeah.
they don't care since it's not like he's streaming the new episodes of this or saving this. Like some companies don't care and are nice about it. Other companies make it really annoying and hard for you to watch their stuff. Like for Whose Line Is It anyway? I can. It's really hard for me to find those episodes
all on YouTube.
online anymore.
It's all on YouTube.
Not all on
Dude, they're on
YouTube. They
YouTube.
took down a lot of them.
Well,
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
like
lot
hours
of-
it though.
are you talking about like the new episodes?
That stuff's
No, not the new episode. I'm talking about the classic ones because those are the
Oh
ones
yeah,
that
no,
are
you can find a lot of that on YouTube. You're probably not going to get like full episodes, but
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. full
Literally
episodes.
earlier today,
There's
I was just
tons
watching.
of compilation stuffs on them.
I was watching compilation of compilation after questionable impressions. That skit, that's like my favorite skit, and I was just watching that all afternoon.
I love
It's really
the
funny
hats.
that you brought that up.
I love the hats. Anything with the Robin Williams one was really good. I like that one
Mm-hmm.
when he had the bleached blonde hair.
You know, speaking of new content, did you guys see JJ's post today on Rooster Teeth?
He was in
The
new
the
podcast?
the movie TV series podcast.
The movie TV series podcast. I think that would be a good one.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that. Sounds interesting.
And of course, we've had JJ on, and he's always said he'll come back on. So maybe he'll come on to just touch base about this podcast.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And is there anything else?
We do a combined podcast with theirs, even though we
Yeah.
have nothing to do with movies.
just combine. There's 12 of us.
Oh gosh.
Oh, jeez.
That's a fucking round table.
Yeah, no, I'm not editing that one. Screw that.
Here you go, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, here. It's all you. I'm out.
Peace.
I mean, okay, so I'm looking at this Toonami Aftermath. I don't see anything illegal. I mean, unless he struck a deal where he can show the old content, I really...
Or they just don't care.
If he's
about
showing Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z, it's illegal because Dragon Ball Z is so anal about their licensing. Like, there's a bridge series called Team 4 Star. Well,
I love it.
they'll talk about in some of their other videos where they're basically fighting every single day to upload a video because it'll be immediately taken down and then they'll upload it again and then they'll immediately take it down. So if it has to do with Dragon Ball Z, I don't think it's it's of the legal variety, but I don't know. It's because it sucks because I wish Adult Swim had its own privatized like streaming service, so that way you can watch all of Adult Swim's stuff, including Toonami, so you can support the show. But unfortunately, those fucking goddamn cable companies have a stranglehold on the fucking market. And on top of which, did you hear the podcast where fucking Bernie Burns said something about like the net neutrality battle's over? They won.
Yeah.
Did anyone hear that
Yeah.
shit?
No, trust me. I've been following it very thoroughly for the past 3 years, and basically the FCC allowed people to submit their comments, for net neutrality on the website, and we basically crashed the site on several occasions. Okay, and then the deadline was, I think, 2 weeks ago. They extended it for another 12 hours because they were so inundated, the site was having issues. And that still wasn't enough. And people were wondering why. They received, hundreds of thousands of comments in regards to it. Well, it helps the cable industry when the head of the FCC used to fucking work
Be
in
a
cable.
lobbyist. The motherfucker's a cable lobbyist. God, fucking talk about some salt tonight. That's some fucking salt. Like,
Yeah.
This is gonna fundamentally, unless like Google and a whole bunch of other companies band together and then rock fucking face against Time Warner and Comcast, this is gonna be a completely fundamentally different internet in the next few years.
Which I don't think it will happen because of the fact that just like PIPA, those other laws, once they actually get to where they're going to hit public domain, the outcry is so big that they turn the politicians go, okay, well maybe we didn't think this through enough. Just like the ACA/Obamacare, they didn't create a system that was very thorough at the beginning. So when it was released, it was just a clusterfuck, and they say, okay, well we're gonna be a little stringent on this act because we weren't very thorough. And President Obama's like, shit, dog, my bad. That's basically what he said. Same thing with net neutrality. They're gonna, it's not us. It's not the people that are the internet users that are cognitive of what's going on. It's the lowest common denominator. We need them to get involved, and they don't care. And like my family and friends, they're just idiots when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I always preach to them about it. Send a comment. Go onto the FCC website and make a comment. Well, I don't know why. I'm like, you don't understand because you're used to getting all your shit in a very easy setting on the internet. That's all going to change because Comcast and Verizon and AT&T are going to be in control of your content. And, you know, it's silly to think, but Google is probably the only way to save us, and that's if they keep pushing fiber out there.
Oh, I really hope they do.
That's the only way, because Google is, as much as they take data from people, they aren't. I get the feeling they're not that kind of company where their goal is to just, you know, to create a funnel, a pipeline, a specific pipeline of how you do your business on the internet. That's not what because you know, Google, we all know where they started off. They were a fucking search engine, you know? I mean, look at them. And for them to do something like that, I don't think they would. I don't think that's in that's part of their business model, what their focus is. But they're the only company that can really save this, and that's only if they start pushing fiber out to a lot of markets, large markets.
Definitely. But like, what kind of litigation will they come under from big corporate like huge companies and lobbyists? You know, like what'll happen? Because if they go into a drag out knuckle bearing, you know, fisticuff fight with these corporations, I mean, Google's fucking huge, but again, I don't know. It's like Goliath against three other Goliaths.
Well, here's the problem. This is where I always, whenever I have these discussions with, you know, coworkers, and you know, I manage a law firm, so I get into it with these attorneys when they spew out the actual law, and I get that, and I'm not as honed up to it as they are. But the big thing is that Comcast is arguing that this should not be a public issue because this is their ownership. This is what they own. The problem is there's a conflict of interest because Comcast is a provider and they're a content owner. They own NBC Universal, so they have an advantage of content that they can funnel to you for their own benefit, if that makes sense. And that's where I have a problem with it. That and the other thing is that the internet now is a utility, just like electricity, just like telephone, just like gas and water. Oh, no, it's not. It's not a utility. Yes, it is, because tell me a public school that doesn't have the first day of school, your kids have to sign up to get an email account, or you have to sign up to get an email account to check their grades, to get their homework.
Emails are now, everything is integrated.
It's a utility now. It's not a luxury. In a way it is, but in terms of like
fast internet is a luxury.
Well, government regulations or lack thereof, it's a utility now. Just like the electric companies, the government has to maintain some control over it. They can't let them get out of hand. They deregulated it to a certain extent, but they maintain some control over it. There needs to be some control over the internet in terms of not letting these content owners create pipelines like they can funnel bandwidth in and out. That's not right. That isn't right.
It's not right at all. It's a major problem we've been having with everything. Phone companies in particular. Fucking phone companies, cable companies, everybody is just building this fucking system.
And Night saw 21 in the chat. I don't know if you're asking just that one specific question or you don't know the whole extent of it. Comcast is basically saying they should not have the government tell them what to do with the internet in terms of they've gotten in trouble in the past couple of years for bottlenecking bandwidth in terms of Netflix in a lot of markets. They've done that. Amazon Prime, but people have streamed videos from Amazon Prime. They've bottlenecked bandwidth, and they've been caught doing that. If there is no net neutrality, then they're going to get away with the fact that they can do the bottlenecking all they want. If you're not watching, what interest? Why can't a company like Comcast double dip in terms of your dollar, your pocket, by saying, okay, well, we want people to watch NBC Universal content, so they could stream Hulu. Okay, well, we'll let them do that. Well, what if they want to stream Crunchyroll? Well, they spend most of their time streaming Crunchyroll. Well, we don't own any of that content, so why the fuck should we allow them to have full bandwidth and high quality streaming? I mean, they will have that ability. And then these things you see, these little pictures of special packages. Oh, you can pay X amount of dollars a month for this to get your email, and that's it. Or you can pay $10 more to watch ESPN.com. Or you can pay $10 more to do chats on websites. I don't think it'll come to that, because I think there would be a revolt. But,
Oh, fuck yes.
But I think the idea of
the
streaming,
people, all these people
the
that are
bandwidth
like,
change.
why should I do anything? When something actually finally happens, then hopefully that will cause some action. Like when people are suddenly not able to get the content they want without paying the bunches of money, and when their things are cut off, that's finally when people would say, oh yeah, we should have been doing this, let's do it now. Even though we've been warned by all the smart people that are actually saying these things, we're going to have to pay for it now.
Well, and Aaron put this in the chat, and it's a very good piece by John Oliver. And actually, after he did this on his show, he actually brought down the FCC website by telling people to go to their website.
I loved that speech. All the trolls and the monsters. This is your moment.
Yeah. But it's still not enough, because we need the lowest common denominator to get involved. And I don't think they understand the full extent of what could happen. And this idea that it's over, you're right, Nightsaw. We need an absolute revolt. That's what we need. An absolute revolt.
Damn
Well, there's
straight.
always ways to get around it. As
Well, yeah, it basically would start to become an underground system of different things. Maybe even like people hosting their own internets or something. I don't.
Well,
even
yeah,
know.
but I mean,
And that's a possibility.
Well, right now you could purchase a VPN account, and that's pretty much your way of having your IP address not tracked. But think about it. I mean, Comcast will say at this point then they won't allow any of that. If you log into a VPN website at all, they're going to completely cut off your internet service. I mean, they would have that ability.
Yeah.
well, yeah, there's always ways around it.
That's why if Google did more things, I would probably be switching over as soon. I'm in a place that probably won't be getting fiber for a long time, but even so, I hope it spreads quickly once it actually catches on. And I want to get, I back them because they seem to be like one of the few, if only, people that are, trying to look out for us.
Yeah,
trying to help us.
Well, and I think it's pretty close to wrap up time. But before that, I wanted to bring it up, and I know we didn't want to make this a big topic on the podcast, but Rooster Teeth community member, is it Island? Is it Elon?
Elon.
Elon. Okay. He's doing something cool, and I wanted to bring it up. I think I don't know. I haven't been on a lot of podcasts lately, kind of in and out, so I don't know if you guys talked extensively of what's going on.
Yeah,
Zelda.
we gave an update last week because it was right after I'd had my first oncologist appointment.
Yes.
So that has been discussed up through what is currently known.
Okay.
Last week. So.
Okay, good deal. I didn't want to say anything I wasn't supposed to. And
Yeah,
it shows you
appreciate
that shows you how much I listen to our podcast. Where I'm guys, just, it's about me and only about me. But actually, this time it's not. So Elon's doing something really cool this Saturday, August 2nd, 7:00 Eastern time is when it starts. He's going to be doing a stream
AM or
on
PM?
Twitch. It's
PM.
Twitch.
7 p.m. Saturday night.
7 p.m. Saturday. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Twitch.tv/Bluefire132. Bluefire132 is his site. And he's actually doing something really cool. Is it called The Legend of Low Zelda, or is it a Zeldathon? What are we calling it? What is he
We're
calling
calling it Low Zeldathon because apparently there's like a popular Twitch streamer that already does like a Zeldathon thing on a regular basis, and he was like, no, I don't want him getting any credit for this. So,
Okay.
we went so he
everybody,
changed it to Low Zeldathon.
So it's a campaign where he's going to be raising funds, and I know we didn't really want to go too much into it because didn't want to make it all about Low Zelda because God forbid we give her a big head on this podcast, and I really don't know where to go from here. I just wanted to give the information. Does anybody else want to talk about this real quick?
Well,
I mean,
I honestly think it's awesome that someone, a community member, random community member, that some of us may or may have not met or seen on the Gauntlet or not seen on the Gauntlet, is doing something that brings us together and is doing this out of kindness and not because he wants.
Yeah, we never
publicity.
put out like this anything about asking for any of this. It just one of these things happened, and it's very much surprised me. I was like, wow, I never expected anything like this. I expected a lot of support and backing, but I never expected this level of everything going on.
And that's exactly
awesome.
why I
Rooster
love.
Teeth is awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly why I love the Rooster Teeth community.
To kind of jump in here a little bit too, I had no idea he was going to do that. When he did the announcement thing to tell everybody, that was the first I heard about it too.
Wow.
So I instantly burst into tears and cried like a little bitch for about 20 minutes.
but that's okay.
But yeah, it was a super cool thing. No, he had lots of people have been super fantastic and super nice and sent me private messages asking how I'm doing and just giving me words of encouragement and funny little jokes and all kinds of stuff. And Elon last week he sent me messages and he was doing that too, and he goes, I actually have a serious question for you. He's like, nobody ever really, seems to talk about this part. He's like, but I know that the bills for this can get kind of ridiculous. Are you guys going to be okay financially? And I'm just like, I honestly have no idea. I've heard we have good insurance. And we think we understand how the numbers work, and we have some savings that will probably get depleted, but we're probably going to be really uncomfortable for a while, and I might have to give up RTX and things like that, but
yep.
I don't think we're going to end up on the streets or anything, but it's certainly most likely not going to be very fun. And he's like, okay, I just, he's like, I just wanted to see how you were on that. And then it was radio silent for a couple days, and then that pops up, and I'm like, oh my god, you are so sneaky.
and then to make things even crazier, the response has been outstandingly, overwhelmingly.
Even JJ made a post about it, I believe.
Yeah. It's been totally insane, and JJ's my homie. We had a fun time at RTX at the Bar Olympics, and he was super nice and super fantastic, and we've had we talk every once in a while, have some witty banter kind of back and forth on Twitter and on the website and whatever. So it's not like I'm a stranger to him or anything, but that is certainly not anything I could have predicted was going to happen even after all this went crazy. And it looks like Kathleen is picking it up too, which is insane.
And in the chat, Aaron Porter posted a video on
that
YouTube.
video was so awesome. That video and RT Community Shorts, Silver also put out a video too, which was in the style of the original Zelda. So that was
really cool.
That hit me right in the nostalgia. So that was really cool. So thank you very much, Aaron, because that was super awesome. And I will make cancer eat a bag of dicks.
Yes.
Damn straight.
I think I don't even remember how did I put this? You've been tasked with the mission to kick the shit out of cancer, right?
Yep. I like
Make
that
cancer
one too.
your little bitch.
Yes. So
damn straight.
That's where we're aiming right now. Is
kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, baby.
Exactly. So it's Saturday, this Saturday, 7:00 Eastern time, right?
Yep. Goes for
24 hours or more, he keeps saying. He's like, if there's still people watching, he'll keep playing. So,
He's gonna be
which
playing
I think
Legend.
is insane. I think he's gonna die, and that makes me really sad.
Is it just him, or is he switching out with people, or people doing shit with him?
Yeah. Is there going to be a for example, is it just going to be him on the mic, or is it going to have a Skype call chat with you in there talking as well?
My understanding is it is just him, but he has also made it very clear that there are things I am not supposed to know about the stream, and it's a surprise. So, for all I know, there might be other people coming in. I have zero idea. So I will, he has made me a mod on his Twitch channel, so I will be in the chat as much as physically possible.
That's going to be awesome.
And I will duck in and out of the chat as well. But if he ends up having a Skype call with people jumping in and out, I'd love to jump on that. And Twitch.tv is where you've come to us, but his is Bluefire132. We really appreciate this very kind gesture on his part. As someone who has gamed 22 hours straight, I can tell you it is pretty even though it's just playing video games, it is pretty grueling. So,
Yeah.
props
Well,
and mad
especially
respect.
since you can't just even play video games. You have to, because it was just him going, not saying anything. You have to keep up, like, interaction, doing all these things while
Oh,
on
yeah.
not as much sleep.
Oh yeah, you start running out of things to say after a few hours.
Which is why, like, doing a Skype job might be what it would be a good idea, so that he just
Yeah, to
doesn't
have people
die.
jumping in and out. So definitely jump on the chat, jump in, the donation. The link's gonna be on the stream. It's gonna be on the bottom of the page, right? Is that
The link for
Donating.
Donation.
Donate
donate.
button.
Yeah, my understanding, looking at his pages, there is a link at the bottom that says donate, and it's his usual donate thing.
Okay.
There's a note put in it saying that all donations, essentially between now and the end of August, are going to be
There you go.
forwarded to in my direction, which is
Okay, yeah, bottom on his page, I'm on it right now. Bottom right corner, you'll see the Twitter button, and below that is donations, and there is the brief explanation below that. So we really appreciate that. A mad respect to him, and it really has been awesome to just see how tight knit and how responsive the Rooster Teeth community is. It's amazing. It really is. It's very humbling.
Yeah.
See that.
You're telling me.
I know. Trust me. I know. I mean,
I was fucking shocked.
I've been making jokes about me being under the weather and stuff, but even still, it's something very stupid. But I mean, I'm getting messages from people that are just, "How are you?" Just following up with me, personal messages. And it's very, very nice, and I find that very cool. That some people here I've never met before. Some of them I've never even talked to before. Just say, "Hey, I listened to the podcast. I read your journals. I'm just wondering, was everything all right?" And so, I'm going to be there. Want everyone else that's listening to be there. Spread the word.
If you're not there, you're
Let's do this.
pro-cancer. Keep that in mind.
Yep. So says the Wub Father.
So,
of the
Teach
threads.
and Lee,
It's also heresy.
as we wrap up, do you want to throw out where to find us?
Absolutely. I guess it's a little weird because we're also doing the Planet Unplugged stuff, but you can find all the forum thread stuff on Twitter. You can find us at the forum thread. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. We have many different avenues, SoundCloud and Rooster Teeth. Also, while you're at it, why don't you check out all the Planet Unplugged stuff too, because their stuff is delightful. If you want to watch Zach squirm while he's eating a chili pepper, it's quite fun. So,
Talk about explosive diarrhea. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think was going to happen?
Listen, I did it for the internet.
We completely bring it full circle.
Yes, we did, didn't we? Like around the bowl. Around the bowl. Full circle.
Well, this has been a fantastic podcast, everybody. Anyone anything to say?
Oh, just one last thing. Our email address is theforumthread@yahoo.com. We appreciate everyone in the Twitch chat, everyone that's listening live tonight, and if you're listening to the podcast on download, definitely feel free to catch us live on Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern. And like I said, theforumthread@yahoo.com. And I know that JJ has mentioned he's wanted to jump back on to the podcast, so we have
That'd
to
be
get him on
awesome.
again.
We
So-
can
Name drop.
totally leverage my cancer and get him that. No.
Oh gosh.
I will totally go there. No, I'm just kidding.
Do it.
So anyway, anybody else want to say anything in closing tonight?
go watch TFC
Very
Plays
funny.
Bitrunner.
Bit
It's
Runner.
awesome.
It's a very funny
TFT plays Bitrunner.
episode. I highly recommend it.
And just so you know, by the time we actually end this podcast and it's downloaded, Webwave will add about 5 more of his Let's Plays onto the website. And we really appreciate that.
Also, Sharknado 3 just got released.
And they're actually talking about a Sharknado 6. That's how successful this series is.
Damn.
It's like
Wow.
a Saw series.
Webwave is also thinking about starting Metal Gear
I'm
Rising
starting a
series.
Sharknado series
Oh.
when the game's released.
So anyway, with that, we're going to wrap it up, and we'll see you next week for what'll probably be the most juvenile podcast number 69.
Do you
That
think
was
we
also-
can top the juvenile conversations we had earlier today?
I
Oh,
think
most
we can top
definitely.
that.
Easily.
Okay.
I don't know. I think between that and it's my pre-surgery podcast, so that should be a lot of fun.
It'll be an emotional roller coaster.
Too bad the podcast is immediately after my surgery. I've drugged up Zelda.
Can I tell a really bad
Oh.
joke that I told Zelda on Twitter once you just said that? It said, don't get too emotional over it.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
And with
With that, everyone, good night.
I love shitty jokes.
Bid you adieu. Farewell.
Good night.
Bye.
Get off my lawn.
I'll do the same.